Well, the Mpumalanga Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport says it will be ensuring that all scholar transport is fit to safely ferry learners this academic year. The department has urged operators to ensure that their vehicles are inspected for safety in line with the National Road Traffic Act. The department has also assured parents that safety assessments would be conducted to ensure that school infrastructure in the province adheres to occupational health and safety regulations. The matric class of 2024 in Mpumalanga achieved 84.9% pass rate, with authorities hoping to maintain the above 80% performance. Mpumalanga MEC for Public Works, Roads and Transport, Thulasizwe Tomo, joins us now for more. MEC, a very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Simpiwe, and thanks for having us.
Now, MEC, we know that scores of scholars in Mpumalanga depend on government-supplied scholar transport to get to and from school. And at the very beginning of every year, there are communities that complain bitterly about the delays in getting vehicles, but also that some buses are way too old and not even safe to ferry learners. So are we likely to hear of similar complaints this year?
No, thanks once more, Simpiwe. Well, the clarion call that we have made today as the department is that all scholar transport operators must make it a point that their vehicles are compliant and they meet the set standard in terms of the regulation, particularly the NLTA. So we are hoping, and in terms of our plans, without that there are going to be any complaints. Of course, we are working very closely with the stakeholders, particularly the operators, having meetings with them, ensuring that they comply. So we are hopeful that there won't be any challenges, because you will remember that last year we had minor challenges, and we were quite disappointed in the manner in which we handled the situation. But this time around, we strongly believe that things are going to go smoothly and as planned.
And your statement focuses on safety concerns, asking operators to ensure that their vehicles are roadworthy. Other than advising operators, what other measures will the department be taking to ensure that learners are actually transported to and from school in safe vehicles?
We've got the transport inspectorate, which are doing school transport monitoring, which are going to be doing assessment of all the vehicles, but also are going to be checking the fitness of the drivers as part of what is enshrined in the National Land Traffic Act. So we're going to ensure that everything that is actually enshrined in the NLTA, it's abided to. So those are some of the measures that we're doing on a daily basis, and we will be in full swing with working with, of course, other entities such as the traffic control of the province and the Department of Safety, as part of ensuring that our children are ferried from their homes to schools safely.
Now, over the years, MEC, there's also been complaints about certain operators. So what corrective measures have been put in place to ensure that they do not continue rendering the service?
What we have done since my arrival in the department is that those that do not comply, right away, we take them out and immediately put people that comply, and of course are going to understand the need, because the department understands scholar transport not only as a business, and that is what we need to convey to our people. It must not be understood as a business, but it must be understood in the context of safety and child protection. So that is one message which we are actually trying to convey to the operators that are contracted with government. So those are some of the things that we want people, particularly those that are contracted with the department, to understand that scholar transport is not a business, but a safety and a child protection.
All right, let's also touch on the complaints from operators about the poor state of so many rural roads which damage vehicles. The fact that you're also responsible for roads in the province, just take us through your plans to rehabilitate and perhaps construct new roads in the province. And what's the budget allocation for this?
Well, I may not be able to outline the budget, but as we were planning, or as we're still planning, working with road infrastructure in the department, because these are two programs that are different, there's transport operation and a road infrastructure operation. Okay. What we have done, working together with these stakeholders, in particular the transport operators, is to identify all the roads that we think are not drivable, particularly those that are in far-flung areas, to grade them. So the department is in that particular process. The only thing that is now a hindrance is that we are experiencing heavy rains in the province. But we are hopeful that in the next coming few days, those challenges are going to be dealt with. But we are saying roads must not be excuse for operators. Vehicles must be in good standing. Vehicles must be roadworthy. They must have the necessary papers, and drivers must be fit in accordance with the regulations.
Well, the state of roads is, of course, one concern, but let's now talk about the other issue of the state and safety of school infrastructure in the province. I mean, we know that year after year, we're getting reports of ceilings caving in on learners, or maybe snakes spotted on school premises, and on rare occasions, some blocks at schools declared unsafe for occupation. Just how rife is this as the year gets underway, and what are your plans to rid the province of unsafe school infrastructure?
Fortunately enough, as the Department of Public Works, we are also an implementing agent of school construction on behalf of the Department of Education. We are building state-of-the-art schools in the province. There are minimal cases where you will get such things. In the previous few years or academic years, we have not heard of such. And we are trying by all means necessary to revamp, renovate schools that are old. But the priority of this 7th administration is to ensure that schools that are old are eradicated, and we provide schools that are of quality and high standard. If you can check on schools that we have built over the previous 3 years, they are of quality, state-of-the-art, out of this world. We've just opened a boarding school in Mkondo the previous year. There are schools that are going to be opened and handed over to the Department of Education before the school, the academic year opens next week. So we are not just building any normal schools, but we are building schools that are in line or that rather comply with the current standard, in line with what is prescribed by, or rather specified by the Department of Education.
MEC Tomo, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Simphiwe.
Well, many thanks to Mpumalanga MEC for Public Works, Roads and Transport, Thulasizwe Tomo. Well, as the new academic year gets underway, the department says ensuring the safety of learners from the roads they travel on to the classrooms they learn in remains a top priority.